Here's something almost nobody admits out loud. Some of the worst relationships are also the hardest to get over, not despite how bad they were, because of it. And if you've ever experienced this, you already know exactly what that feels like. The confusion of missing someone who hurt you, the embarrassment of grieving something everyone else is relieved is over, the strange, disorienting pain of losing something you already knew wasn't working. This isn't weakness, this isn't irrationality. This is one of the most consistent and least understood experiences in human psychology. And once you understand what's actually happening, the pain starts to make a different kind of sense. Most people assume that the pain of a breakup is proportional to how good the relationship was. Better relationship, more pain when it ends. Worse relationship, less pain. Except that's not how it works at all, because you are not grieving the relationship you had. You are grieving the relationship you kept believing was possible. Think about the moments that kept you in it, not the arguments, not the disappointments. The other moments, the ones where everything felt exactly right, where you could see clearly, briefly, the person you believed they could be. Those moments were real, and your brain stored them as evidence. Evidence that the person you needed them to be was in there somewhere, still waiting to appear. A therapist once described this as loving a potential, not the person as they consistently were, but the version of them that appeared occasionally, the version that made you think, this is who they could be, this is what we could have. And that version, the one you were waiting to become permanent, was real enough to love, just not consistent enough to build anything on. And this is the cruelest part of hoping for a potential. The better moments don't just keep you in the relationship, they make the difficult moments harder to trust. Every argument ends with the thought, but remember when things were good? And every time you almost leave, something shifts just enough to make you wonder if you were wrong. And so the good moments don't just give you hope, they dismantle your ability to trust your own judgment about when to go. Which means the more you hoped, the longer you stayed. And the longer you stayed, the harder it became to leave. And the harder it became to leave, the more you invested, until the relationship and the hope for it became completely impossible to separate. But here's what your brain was doing the entire time. Every relationship requires investment, attention, hope, energy, time, and the more you invest in something, the more your brain decides it must be worth investing in. Psychologists call this the sunk cost effect. The longer you've put something into a situation, the harder it becomes to leave, not because the situation is improving, but because leaving means accepting that everything you gave is gone. So you stay a little longer, hoping this time will be different. And every time it doesn't, you put in more. Because walking away feels like losing. And losing everything you already gave feels like something you can't afford. When the relationship ends, it doesn't just close what existed between you, it closes what might have existed. The version of them you were waiting for, the one who would have finally understood you, the one who was just on the edge of becoming who you believed they could be, that person is gone now too. Not because they were never real, but because the story that they might still become that person is officially over. And that is a grief almost nobody talks about, because our culture has a very specific script for heartbreak. You're allowed to grieve a great love. You're allowed to take time to heal when you lose something genuinely beautiful, but nobody gives you permission to grieve something difficult. Instead, you get, you're better off. You get, at least it's over. All of which may be completely true, and none of which touches the actual pain, because the actual pain isn't about whether the relationship was good. It's about the fact that something you genuinely hoped in is gone. And hope, when it ends, hurts regardless of whether it was well placed. Grieving something that never fully existed mourning a future you built in your mind that will never arrive now. This grief is not embarrassing. It is not irrational. It is the natural cost of having hoped. But there is one more loss inside this that is easy to miss. When the relationship ends, you don't only lose the person, you lose the version of yourself that was still inside it. The one who was still trying, the one who was still showing up, still believing that if you got it right this time, something would finally shift. That person, the one who was still hoping, is gone now too. And sometimes that is the loss that sits heaviest. Not the relationship, not even the person. The self that hadn't given up yet. And here's something worth sitting with. That version of you, the one that kept trying, kept believing, kept showing up, wasn't naive. They had seen the same evidence you had. They felt the same doubts you felt. And they chose to stay anyway, not out of blindness, out of a specific kind of courage that doesn't get enough credit. The courage of not giving up on something before you are completely certain it cannot become what you need. Most people call that foolishness in retrospect, but while you were in it, it felt like loyalty, like patience, like love, and it was all of those things. Even if the ending makes it hard to see that now. So what do you do with all of this? Not pretend it doesn't hurt. Not tell yourself you should be over it by now. Not listen to the people who say you're better off, even if they're right. You grieve what you actually lost. Not the relationship as it was. You already know what that was. The relationship as you hoped it would become. The person they almost were. The version of yourself that was still trying. All of it is worth grieving. All of it was real. The pain you're feeling isn't proof that you were wrong to love them. It's proof that you were fully present in something that mattered to you, that you brought real hope to something that turned out not to deserve it, that you kept showing up long after a smarter version of you might have walked away. That's not weakness. That's what it looks like to love something before you know whether it deserves it. And the fact that it didn't doesn't make the love less real. It just makes the ending harder. If this made you see something differently, a like tells us to keep going. So is it the person you're missing? Or is it the person you kept believing they could become? Until next time, keep shifting your perspective. Subscribe for more mind shift.